What's going on, guys? ShadowNinja here, and today I want to have a conversation about the good old, topic of this, season of this expansion, sunsetting. I think it's one of the biggest problems we have with this expansion. A lot of content's been removed, a lot of weapons are undesirable or useless in the overall, meta of, PvE and PvP potentially. There's a lot of changes, and a lot of things were stripped away from the player in Destiny 2 from what we're accustomed to. We had 3 years for the most part of some awesome content, and then it was all mostly removed from us. And as a player, yes, you can be very frustrated, but I want to have a discussion about the truth about sunsetting, whether or not it's good, it's effective, and will this bring something bright in the future for Destiny. And I'm sitting on the side, just get it right out the way. I think sunsetting, this is going to be one of the most painful period of this, switch over to sunsetting weapons consistently. I think it's needed, and it's going to be definitely beneficial to the overall meta, the content in general for the future of this game. And let me explain why. Now, in many cases, there was a ton of weapons already in the game, extremely powerful, and there was no desire to get new weapons in general. There was, new things that would drop in the seasonal arrivals, and there was nothing too desirable to get from it when compared to, let's say, Mountaintop and a bunch of other weapons like Recluse and things like that. There was a lot of powerful weapons, pinnacles as well, in the old meta of Destiny before sunsetting became a thing. And the thing about that is that it ends up causing a friction within the community, whether or not they want to get new content or whether or not you want to nerf content. There's a massive divide. Hey, this Mountaintop's too powerful, let's just nerf it. But then what's the point of getting it if it's gonna be shit? You get what I'm saying? There's a cause and effect to every choice Bungie makes on this regard with its weapons, its loot, etc. But if you sunset things, you keep them powerful for about a year and they eventually get sunsetted. Now, hopefully this doesn't go into exotics. I really don't want them to do this specifically. I think Bungie will step away from exotics and not touch them, in all, because again, exotics are awesome and desirable, things like that. But legendary weapons, pinnacle weapons, very powerful legendaries, they can find a place in people's builds and never leave. Like, for example, there is a Gnawing Hunger build I have for PvE, and right now it is absolutely devastating. It has Rampage, it has Substance. I literally shred, ads and powerful things. It's one of my go-to PvE weapons to use right now in the meta. So why would I ever want to replace this if I have a great role, god roll for PvE in my opinion, and things like that? Well, there's not a single reason why I would want to switch. Now, maybe I would want to use a shotgun, but when it comes to the auto rifle or submachine gun class, this Gnawing Hunger is definitely going to be my choice within those two classes. But if you sunset it, eventually I'm going to have to move away from this weapon, find new weapons, go out hunting for new loot, new roles, things like that. This is where sunsetting does benefit the overall meta of the game. Now, again, it's going to be awful. It's going to suck. You've poured in hours getting these weapons and Bungie just took it away from you. It's going to blow. Yes, I get it. There's some weapons in my vault that I used to love using. I can't use anymore because they're useless in most parts of this game. But at the end of the day, there's a future, there's more content going to be dropping, there's more weapon pools going to be dropping, new weapons itself that are going to be added to the game with new mods, new roles, things like that for us to desire, and they will be taking the place of these old desirable weapons we used to have. Now, again, it's the responsibility of Bungie to make sure they do add in some very powerful weapons to keep us going for a year before, obviously the sunsetting happens every single season. More weapons get removed, another weapons get added in, things like that. So Bungie definitely has a job in their end of, making sure that things like that is settled. Another thing too with sunsetting is the Destiny content vault. A lot of locations were removed. Now, a lot of people will say that, yes, this was removed because of the size of the game. And I think that's, for the most part, a fair case, and I think one of the most reasonable cases, because, again, I'm happy that this game isn't like Call of Duty, where it's 200 gigabytes. It's a bit absurd when games cross the 100 gigabyte mark, and I get it, graphically games are improving, a lot more space is needed, but I don't think storage devices have caught up just yet. So again, there is going to be a compromise on that front, and I'm glad Bungie is stepping in and making sure this game is accessible for everybody, no matter the storage size. So again, that's really, really good on that front. But also too, the game was very convoluted with a bunch of, a lot of PvE activities that weren't really desirable too much. Like the Menagerie, granted, it was great, it was phenomenal, but it was kind of outdated. It was there for like 2 years, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but it's kind of old. And there's a lot of other things that are, you know, the Reckoning and other things that have been kind of, I think the Reckoning's still, I don't know. I think the Reckoning's not there anymore, but there's a lot of PvE activities that were just kind of convoluting the new player experience or just the player experience in general. And there was potentially just too much things to do, and there wasn't a streamlined experience for Destiny. So again, I'm a big fan of the content vault. I think it's great to see things come in, come out. Now, it shouldn't be an excuse for Bungie to just bring things back and call it an expansion, and then, you know, this is what you got to pay for. I think if you pay for anything in this game, it should be new locations, new things that have never been seen before. But again, hopefully they don't take the route of making, you know, these new locations, vaulted locations, and then we pay $40 for it. Let's not go through that route, Bungie. But again, I really am optimistic seeing what they do with the vault, seeing what they do with sunsetting. And I'm really liking the future of this game with this mechanic. You know, again, it keeps everything fresh, keeps everything going. But again, let me know what you guys think about sunsetting. I'm probably going to get a lot of negative comments regarding, you know, sunsetting is awful. I don't know why they did it. That's fine. I will gladly have a conversation. But again, I want to know if any of you guys do agree with me on my opinion here, where I do think sunsetting will benefit the game in the long run. It's important to mention that this period will suck the most because it's the first time we're experiencing it, and it's going to blow because so much has been removed. Next season, it's going to be, you know, not too much. Following season, it's going to be kind of a consistent amount of things being, you know, removed and consistent amount of things being added in. So there'll be a streamlined amount of content or weapons we can grab and get. So it's going to be beneficial at the long run, but right now it's going to blow, and I get it, guys. It sucks. But let me know what you guys think about, you know, this video. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let's have a conversation down below in the comment section. And if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, whatever, definitely drop this video a like. And for more Destiny 2 Beyond Light Season of Hunt content, definitely, you know, subscribe for more of that, as well as Call of Duty if you guys are intrigued by that. With that being said, that's all I got for this one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.